Hey guys, I'm back again, and today I am here to tell you what is my Normandy Book Club's short list of the books that we're going to be reading the next school year, 2023-2024. Now, if you've just subscribed and you don't really know that much about me, I run a book club here in my town in Normandy. This club has been going for over 15 years. And how we do it is each member suggests 2 books. I compile a list that's like super long. And then the last meeting, the members vote for the 7 books. Now, the list is composed about 2.5 months in advance. That way people have time to research the books before they make their final vote. So we made our final vote, I think it was in June. I think it was the first weekend in June, the first Saturday in June. We made our final vote, and I now have the 7 books that we're going to be reading. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting list. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about it. I don't know. I mean, we're going to see. I don't know. We're going to see. All right, so let's get started with the first book on the list, which is this one right here, Belcanto by Ann Patchett. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit. I have to admit, I know nothing about this book. This book was a gift from a friend. Her mother died and had a huge book collection, and this friend gifted me this book, Belcanto. She said her mother really liked this book. All right, so it says here, somewhere in South America, at the home of the country's vice president, a lavish birthday party is being held in honor of Mr. Hosokawa, a powerful Japanese businessman. Roxanne Koss, opera's most revered soprano, has mesmerized the international guests with her singing. It is a perfect evening until a band of gun-wielding terrorists breaks in through the air conditioning vents and takes the entire party hostage. But what begins as a panicked, life-threatening scenario slowly evolves into something quite different, as terrorists and hostages forge unexpected bonds, and people from different countries and continents become compatriots. Okay, it's it right here. Belcanto. Okay, the next book on the list is The Last Thing You Surrender. Yes. Okay, so y'all know this is one of my favorite books. I talk about it all the time. It's crazy. I recommend it all the time. Yeah, so if you don't know it, I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, so it says, an affluent white Marine survives Pearl Harbor at the cost of a black messman's life, only to be sent racked with guilt to the Pacific and taken prisoner by the Japanese. A young black woman, widowed by the same events at Pearl Harbor, finds unexpected opportunity and a dangerous friendship in a segregated Alabama shipyard feeding the war. A black man who as a child saw his parents brutally lynched is conscripted to fight Nazis for a country he despises and discovers a new kind of patriotism in the all-black 761st Tank Battalion. Set against the backdrop of violent racial conflict on both the front lines and the home front, The Last Thing You Surrender explores the powerful moral struggles of individuals from a divided nation. What does it take to change one's mind about race? What does it take for a country to move forward, transformed? All right, so this is it. Now, we read this a few years back for the Read to Lit Read Along for Black History Month, and we all loved it. We all loved it. We all love Leonard Pitts Jr. I highly recommend his books. They're all really, really good. Go ahead and try Grant Park. Go for that. Go ahead and try for Freeman. That one is good too. Yeah. So this is book 2 on the list. Okay, book 3 on the list is Sea of Poppies by Amitav Ghosh. Amitav Ghosh is maybe a writer I have not read yet, but has been on my list to read. So I'm kind of excited. Okay, so it says, at the heart of this vibrant saga is a vast ship, the Ibis, or the Ibis. Her destiny is a tumultuous voyage across the Indian Ocean shortly before the outbreak of the Opium Wars in China. In a time of colonial upheaval, fate has thrown together a diverse cast of Indians and Westerners on board, from a bankrupt Raja to a widowed tribeswoman, from a mulatto American freedman to a free-spirited French orphan. As their old family ties are washed away, they, like their historical counterparts, come to view themselves as Jahaj Bahai, or ship brothers. The vast sweep of this historical adventure spans the lush poppy fields of the Gange, the rolling high seas, and the exotic back streets of Canton. So I voted for this one because I feel like it could be very, very interesting. And I think it could make a very good discussion. So we're going to see. Okay. The next book on the list is this one right here, A Winter Grave by Peter May. Yeah, this one falls under the category of detective, mystery, crime. So it says, a tomb of ice. A young meteorologist checking a mountaintop weather station in Kinlochleven discovers the body of a missing man entombed in ice. A dying detective, Cameron Brodie, a Glasgow detective, sets out on a hazardous journey to the isolated and icebound village. He has his own reasons for wanting to investigate a murder case so far from his beat. An agonizing reckoning. Brodie must face up to the ghost of his past and to a killer determined to bury forever the chilling secret that his investigation threatens to expose. Set against the backdrop of a frighteningly plausible near future, A Winter Grave is Peter May at his page-turning, passionate, and provocative best. I did not vote for this. So we're going to see. I think I'm just going to try to get an audio and suck it up. That's all I can do. All right. The next book on the list is this one right here. Yes. The Glass Palace, Amitav Ghosh. Yes. We have a second Amitav Ghosh novel on our list. Now, it's really funny, but both of these novels from Amitav Ghosh sound extremely interesting. This being said, I'm not sure if we really need to read two of them in one school year. We're going to see how this works out. So on to The Glass Palace. So it says, set in Burma during the British invasion of 1885, this masterly novel tells the story of Raj Kumar, a poor boy lifted on the tides of political and social chaos, who goes on to create an empire in the Burmese teak forest. When soldiers force the royal family out of the Glass Palace and into exile, Raj Kumar befriends Dolly, a young woman in the court of the Burmese queen, whose love will shape his life. He cannot forget her, and years later, as a rich man, he goes in search of her. The struggles that have made Burma, India, and Malaya the places they are today are illuminated in this wonderful novel by the writer Chitra Divakaruni, calls a master storyteller. So we're going to see. This one sounds just as good as the other one. The only difference is Sea of Poppies is the first book in the series, and The Glass Palace is a standalone. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay. The next book on the list is The Storied Life of AJ Fowler. And this is by the famous Gabrielle Zevin. Now, Gabrielle Zevin's books are just, they've just gotten very, very popular. A lot of people are reading Gabrielle Zevin's books. So we're going to see. I didn't vote for this one, but okay. It says, on the faded island book's sign hanging over the porch of the Victorian cottage is the motto, "No man is an island, every book is a world." AJ Fowler, the irascible owner, is about to discover just what that truly means. AJ Fowler's life is not at all what he expected it to be. His wife has died, his bookstore is experiencing the worst sales in its history, and now his prized possession, a rare collection of Poe poems, has been stolen. Slowly but surely, he is isolating himself from all the people of Alice Island, from Lambias, the well-intentioned police officer who's always kept kindly toward Fikri, from Ismay, his sister-in-law, who is hell-bent on saving him from his dreary self, from Amelia, the lovely and idealistic, if eccentric, nightly press sales rep who keeps on taking the ferry over to Alice Island, refusing to be deterred by AJ's bad attitude. Even the books in his store have stopped holding pleasure for him. These days, AJ can only see them as a sign of a world that is changing too rapidly. Okay, so, I mean, it sounds like it could be interesting, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's my cup of tea. But I'm going to try. I'm going to give it a go. All right. So that was book number 6. So the last but not least is my book bay. Harlem Shuffle, Coast Whitehead. Now, I was hoping to get to this one either this month or August. But now I'm thinking maybe I should wait. But I know the second book to this series is coming out in July, I think. So I might just as well read this and, yeah, call it a day. All right, so it says, Ray Carney was only slightly bent when it came to being crooked. To his customers and neighbors on 125th Street, Ray Carney is an upstanding salesman of reasonably priced furniture, making a decent life for himself and his family. He and his wife Elizabeth are expecting their second child, and if her parents on Strivers Row don't approve of him or their cramped apartment across from the subway tracks, it's still home. Few people know he descends from a line of uptown hoods and crooks, and that his facade of normality has more than a few cracks in it. Cracks that are getting bigger all the time. Cash is tight, especially with all those installment plan sofas. So if his cousin Freddie occasionally drops off the odd ring or necklace, Ray doesn't ask where it comes from. He knows a discreet jeweler downtown who doesn't ask questions either. Then Freddie falls in with a crew who plan to rob the Hotel Teresa, the Waldorf of Harlem, and volunteers Ray's services as the fence. The heist doesn't go as planned. They rarely do. Now Ray has a new clientele, one made up of shady cops, vicious local gangsters, two-bit pornographers, and other assorted Harlem lowlives. So this is book 7 that we will be reading next year. So with that being said, this is it, y'all. This is our final list. Now, I really, really want to know what you think about this list. I personally am a little, like, I mean, I'm pretty much disappointed for most of it. But I'm happy for Belcanto. I'm happy for The Last Thing You Surrender would be me reading it a second time, which I'm all here for it. I'm here for Sea of Poppies, and I'm here for The Glass Palace, and I'm here for Harlem Shuffle. I'm really not so sure about A Winter Grave and The Storied Life of AJ Fowler. I'm just not so sure about those two right there. But, you know, hey, I could be wrong. So we're going to see. So please comment below and let me know what you think about this list. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about it, because my God, every year it's crazy how things go. So I look forward to chatting with you about it below, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Bye.